Hey, this is David Wynn with the Mortgage Edge podcast, brought to you by Click and Close Mortgage. Today, I have a very special guest all the way from Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Florida, Chrisdyan Linares. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you, David.
Well, I've been wanting to get you on the show for quite a long time now, and you're finally here. As we sit here, December 27th, 2024, 2025 is just around the corner. Welcome to the show. You're doing some good things out there in Cape Coral. I always like to start the show with, how long have you been a realtor?
I've had my license since 2018, but for the first 2 years, I didn't do anything with it. I just had it, was waiting for opportunity. Then an opportunity did come by in 2019. So I started doing real estate part-time while I was working as an association manager.
That's in leasing and stuff, right?
Um,
So what was,
Sorry. So
no, go
leasing
ahead.
was before the association manager, but I was an HOA manager.
Okay, I gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha. So what was the opportunity that came up?
So I had my coworker. He used to be a real estate agent, and he let his license expire because he's older. So he had some previous clients that reached out to him. They wanted to start selling some vacant land. So I reminded him that I had my real estate license. So he introduced me to his clients, and I was working with them for a while. And then it was during the boom, the real estate boom, when things were happening. So I decided to quit my HOA management job and go real estate full time in 2023. Or no, I'm sorry, I think it was 2022. And so I've been doing it full time ever since.
Well, let's talk about that. You go from full time in 2022, and I know from talking to you, did you just get your broker's license?
Yeah, I got my broker's license the year before last, like late 2023. So I've had it for a little over a year now. Well, just like a year and 2 months. I opened my own brokerage in November of 2023, and I've been on my own since then.
That's really quick to go into full time real estate and get your broker's license within a 2 year period. What was the passion for the broker's license? You just want to do your own thing, want to work for yourself? What was it?
Well, I wanted to do my own thing, and then I've looked into other brokerages just to see like what's out there, and I feel like none of them were a good fit for me.
Hmm.
Um, I'm really into the ninja selling podcast and their books. I was trying to find something that aligned with that, and I didn't see anything in our area, so I decided to just open my own brokerage and do my own thing.
That's amazing. To go from where you're at in such a short period of time to now, it's definitely a blessing, So as we sit here and talk, I know one thing you do is you deal with a lot of investors. Is that correct?
Yeah, right now, mostly land investors, and also some rental properties.
Gotcha, gotcha. And with that being said, what's the plan for 2025? Are you looking to expand, grow? What's your thoughts on that?
Yes. So right now I have 6 agents that are under me. So we're working on training and making sure we did good for 2025. We're going to start working on doing events, community events. So this past year, we did an art in the park event where we invited families to come paint in at Lakes Park in Fort Myers. We had children painting with vegetables, and we also had raffles and what's it called? We had raffles and things, and we raised money for the Triple Negative Breast Cancer Foundation. We raised $2,000 at that event. So we want to keep doing the same thing. And it was such a hit because we had like 60 people show up, and I didn't know how many people were going to show up. But it was a big thing, a big deal. So we want to do it 2 times a year now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what keeps you up at night about your business?
Um, Making sure that I don't forget things, making sure I don't forget people.
It's hard being an owner operator, a mother, a wife, and all that stuff. We should talk about that for a little bit. What's that family life look like?
So I have a son, he's 6 years old, and I have a husband, boyfriend. We're not like legally married yet. But we've been together for 11 years. Um, he's very supportive of the real estate business. And then with my son, I homeschool him. So I have to balance homeschool and the brokerage life, and it's a little tough. But I'm working on my goal for 2025 is to figure out how to time block my schedule.
Yeah, that's really tough. So you're a full-time mom and a full-time broker owner of a real estate business. There's only 24 hours in a day. How do you do it? You must work 7 days a week.
Yeah, work 7 days a week, homeschool 7 days a week. But we also take breaks. We take little vacations here and there. And then some of our vacations, we incorporate the homeschool into it. So it works out.
Gotcha. So are you a native of Fort Myers?
Nope. I was born in New Jersey, in Belleville, New Jersey, and I moved to Cape Coral when I was 13 years old with my parents. And it was a culture shock because they grew up in Elizabeth, New Jersey. So I was very unhappy. But now as an adult, I'm grateful because I love this area, Fort Myers and Cape Coral, Southwest Florida. So I've been here 20 years now.
Oh, wow. Are your parents still in Fort Myers?
They're in Pine Island.
Okay.
So it's about 45-minute drive.
Well, you're kind of unique in the fact that you're also bilingual. Is that correct? You speak Spanish fluently?
Yep, I do. My dad's from Dominican Republic, so we spoke Spanish at home. My mom's white, but she also knows Spanish. So yeah, I speak Spanish too.
That helps in the real estate business. What percentage of your business is Spanish or needs to be bilingual?
I say I have more bilingual clients than I do non-speaking Spanish clients, so probably like 60-70%.
Yeah, that helps. Again, especially in Florida, right?
Right.
A large part of the population is of Hispanic descent or Spanish descent, not Hispanic descent. Excuse me.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of Hispanic people that need help with real estate because they're like no one tells us how to buy real estate or what the process is. So I'm happy to be helping people that don't know the process.
That's awesome. So what do you think is your greatest strength and how has it helped you in life?
I think my greatest strength is perseverance and following through with things. If I say I'm going to do something, I get it done. I've always been that way.
So how do you envision your future and what goals are you most focused on right now?
Right now, it's the time blocking because I want to make sure I do a good job for my son, and I also want to make sure I have a great brokerage going. So there's that. By the end of 2025, I want to have that on lock, and we'll see what happens.
Well, what's the big plans for 2025? As we sit here, like I said, it's December 27th and 2025, January 1st is just around the corner next Wednesday. Do you have big plans? Do you have some goals that you want to achieve in 2025 that you want to share with the audience?
I'd love to help more people with their real estate journeys. My goal is to at least sell one home per month while also working the vacant land transactions and to do at least 6 events that will support somebody in the community next year.
So events, one closing a month, and on top of all the land deals that you got, those are some awesome goals. With that being said, how do you get your leads now? Are they all organic, or do you buy leads, or do you do anything with purchasing of leads and stuff like that? Or
They're
all organic?
mostly organic. I get a lot of calls from my for sale signs, and then family and friends. I get referrals from my friends and family and people that I've worked with.
That's awesome. So how do you handle failures and setbacks? Because we all have them.
I cry first.
So do I.
Yeah. Then I just get through it. I'll probably like take a moment to sit back, read something positive, walk outside, walk outdoors, something like that, and then just get back on the horse and keep going.
That's awesome. So what relationship have you had the most impact on your life and why?
I would say, I don't know, there's so many. So my coworker that I mentioned, I love him because he's a very smart guy. So he helped me, I think, with the real estate, just learning to work with people and how to respond to people, and also not to see real estate as like a money making business, but like a business where you're helping people reach their goals, helping people fix their problems. So he's one. My mom is amazing because she helps me with my son a lot. When I decided to have a son, I thought I was going to just do it all by myself. But my mom helps me a lot. She's amazing. And she also, when I was growing up, she worked Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. There's a point where she was working 2 jobs. She'd come home, make us dinner, and she'd do that like for our entire school years. And I can't imagine doing the same thing. Like I cannot work a job Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and maybe even a second job, and then having to come home and take care of my son. Like, I think my mind just can't do it.
Well, mom's a superhero. Sounds like you need to give a shout out to her.
She
That's
is.
awesome. That's amazing that you have that relationship with her. And don't you have a real estate coach?
Yes, I do. Her name is Lori Knudsen, and she is helping me out with the events. She's super supportive, motivational. She's been awesome. She helped make our last event a super success. So she's great.
That's awesome. As we sit here today, I believe coaching is the difference between going from here to here. Someone that has a blueprint of where you want to be. I believe that everybody should get coaching. Well, Chrisdyan, we could sit here and talk all day, and about all the great attributes and things that you've done. But I know that you got a lot of people that you need to talk to and see. What should we have talked about today that we didn't talk about?
Um, that's a hard one. Not sure.
Well, we're going to bring you back. So think about it. One thing I like to do is, we check in with our realtors from time to time, every 6 months or a year, and see if those goals that you talked about checked off, what the market is doing. Let's talk about the market in Fort Myers. Before I let you go, what is the real estate market in Fort Myers doing right now? Is it a hot market? Is it good? Is it slow? What is it?
It's slow right now. But we're thinking it's just because the election just came by, and then we've got the holidays. So we're hoping for January for things to pick up. But things are really slow.
Ah.
But sellers are holding on to their asking prices. We're not going down.
That's good. Yeah. It's definitely a buyer's market right now, I think. But I think that's going to flip because we do have an inventory shortage out there, so, I think they say that 2025 is going to be a great year. They're expecting a 25% increase in volume. So that's good for everybody. If there's 25% more, capacity in 2025 than there was in 2024. Well, with that being said, if the people want to find you, and I know they do, if you're looking for real estate in the Fort Myers area and you want to get hold of Chrisdyan, how do they find you?
They can call me at 239-471-8436. I'm also on the corner of Colonial Boulevard and Summerlin.
That's awesome. And if you're watching this live and not recorded, you saw that go across the lower thirds. And here's one thing I do know. If I'm looking for real estate in the Fort Myers area, there's only one lady I'm calling. That's Chrisdyan. She's definitely the expert in the real estate market out there. Well, I'm David Wynn. I'm with the Mortgage Edge podcast, brought to you by Click and Close Mortgage. Thanks for being with us today. I'll see you later.
Thank you, David.